Welcome back, welcome back. You already know what it is.
Attention America, down in New York in Attention America, federal agents just executed the largest drug trafficking takedown in New York in 3 decades. And what they uncovered has exposed a criminal empire that stretched from the streets of Los Angeles to the neighborhoods of upstate New York. 13 people arrested. Nearly 500 kilos of cocaine seized. Over $1 million in cash recovered. But the numbers only tell part of the story. This wasn't just another drug bust. This was the dismantling of what federal prosecutors are calling one of the largest conspiracy cases ever charged in the Northern District of New York. And it all came crashing down on June 12th, 2025. 24 locations hit simultaneously across New York and New Jersey. DEA agents, FBI Special Forces, New York State Police, all moving in perfect coordination. The targets? A sophisticated drug trafficking organization that had been pumping poison into upstate communities for years. The haul from that single day was staggering. Almost 250 kilos of cocaine, fentanyl pills by the thousands, other narcotics, drug paraphernalia, a firearm, and more than 1 million people to know, but our windows were so old.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. The reason you see.
We're learning more about those indicted and what the FBI is calling a drug trafficking conspiracy. Hello, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg Hurst is off tonight. The indictments include more than a dozen Mississippi law enforcement officers accused of taking bribes while helping criminals. WREG's Brian Didlake has been following the story and has the latest.
We're here today to talk about some incredibly serious allegations that mark it's just a monumental betrayal of public trust.
Clay Joyner announcing the indictment of 14 Mississippi law enforcement officers and 6 others. 2 of those indicted sitting sheriffs Milton Gaston of Washington County and Bruce Williams of Humphreys County, all defendants facing federal drug and gun charges.
I think you could probably characterize it as a sting, but again, the original complaints that began the investigation were from drug dealers.
Drug dealers who officials say complained about having to pay bribes, the highest of more than $30,000 according to investigators. The Mississippi officers mentioned in the indictment promised to provide safe passage of narcotics throughout the Mississippi Delta region.
Wow, guys, make sure you like, subscribe.
See, the thing about the Somalis in Minnesota is they're
It's up to $8 billion stolen.
They're just a distraction. They're just the fall guy. Do you think that they're getting these federal grants and state grants without a white person signing off on them? Without a white person benefiting from this money being funneled through their community? The thing is, the same thing has happened in all other communities, but...
Rogue agent detected. Rogue agent detected.
Sound the horns. My daddy's in the building. My daddy's in the building. So, California and the Shenanigans show, you know, the stars and all their shenanigans. New York, New Jersey, Minnesota, some shit happened in Texas, down south. So can you say around the entire, everywhere where you look?
Rogue agent detected.
How's your neighborhood doing? When's the last time you got something for free? You see, everybody's so worried about how much is stolen, right? And everybody's gonna get ready to fucking hate whoever stole money, which, hey, you do what you want with your time and money and your freedom. Me, I'm going to wonder, how come I never in my life ever applied for welfare, didn't have to go to programs to go get a fake ass job they was never gonna give me, sign up for school programs where the certificate means nothing, just shit to waste your time so I can keep a measly 200 fucking lousy ass dollars or 150. Meanwhile, other people are literally, their rent's paid, they're getting free food, sound the horns, they're getting free food, they're working, and they're scamming. I'm like, when am I gonna get something free with my money? When they say taxpayer dollars, that means your money, not their money, not the people that control who gives the money out. None of them have money. It's your money.
Rogue agent detected.
I don't mind helping. We all need help. But I need help now. You know, a lot of us want help, and we're not going to get even 1/3 of that.
Do not get a consolidation being funneled through their community. The thing is, the same thing has happened in all other communities, but the other communities have been here long enough that they know how to itemize certain expenses. They know the loopholes. They got their lawyers on deck. So they're doing the same shit with the money, but it's just the immigrants are doing it more blatant because they're coming across from overseas so trusting. This is a land of milk and honey. So they...
It's called, I need a fall guy. I need someone to really believe that this is forever and not look back behind them and say, no, nothing's forever, and someone always takes the fall. Someone always gets caught. It's reality. It's just reality. And I'm a low-level Super Saiyan, but if I was a high-level fucking real God Goku, I would never, no one would never see me, and people would represent me in all my ventures in life. And you'd hate me, but you really wouldn't hate me because you'd hate them because you see them and they do my bidding, and you know, then you get it. So it's like, I'm not beat. Like, for me, I relate this to the Bible when it said, you're the children of Israel, the whole world's gonna hate your fucking guts, and they're all gonna participate in your slavery. It's going to be legal to rob you. It's going to be legal to hold you back. It's going to be legal to not get what you deserve and give it to other people. This is when the Bible says the locusts shall eat the foods. The locusts are going to eat everything in the land. It was talking about other people. And what did he say you get for that? You get rewarded, right? No.
From overseas so trusting. This is a land of milk and honey. So they hiding cash in their mattresses and shit like that. Whereas these people over here have offshore accounts. They have everything itemized. They have everything expensed a certain way. But it's just a distraction.
So basically what I'm starting to see, which I always see it, is what look like black people to me. And apologists, white apologists and things like that are starting to make excuses for the fraud that is being uncovered by Somalis over there in Minneapolis. Now, I've always thought that if somebody do something that they're not supposed to do, because nobody made any excuses for people across the United States of America, black, white, and all in between,
No, it's on the news that a senator or governor of the state had employees that investigate things like that, and they were complaining by the hundreds. Hundreds of employees were complaining for years, and nothing happened. So, is it really saying you're playing a certain card? Or are you just watching the news and them throwing this guy under the bus and everybody's like, how don't you had whistleblowers and you didn't listen to them. You didn't check anything. So, and then, oh yeah, the donations and shit that they caught, that the guy that actually was stealing everything, he was giving it to this guy. He was giving him money. So, that's not speculation, that's evidence. Like, the guy just so happened to be white. He could have been a Somalian senator. He could have been a black senator. Could have been any one of these people from any one of these states. Cause how many states did the beginning play in from each side of the place? And people are greedy and they're rogues, and it's not a color thing. That's not gonna work much longer. Trying to keep bringing the color in and saying, "Oh, black people are trying to." No, everyone is a different nationality, and my people are just saying we ask for these things, never get anything, and then now the people that you say are civilized more than me are getting caught stealing all this money. Can I have half of what they were getting without doing anything too? For the servitude, my ancestors did. Not for free, because we got this place on its feet. So we can give out things. So, we're still waiting on things. 40 acres and a mule, come on, stop. We already know that ain't gonna happen. We're looking for fucking 10 years and not paying rent, some shit, so we can, oh yeah, go back to work and blow all that money just trying to survive inflation again.
White and all in between, when everybody was getting caught up with PPP loan fraud, when the Biden administration extended it for 7 to 10 years for them to be able to catch you. Nobody tripped about it. Everybody was like, go down for it. I don't know why we have this attitude, this sentiment where it's like protectionism from or for migrants that come over here. And the biggest conversation is not even the fraud. The fraud is the cherry on top. The real conversations that people are having is, why is American culture being hijacked with all of these other cultures that then come over here and disrespect, while at the same time funneling money outside of the United States of America?
Because that's what you do to people you don't like, and they're goofy, and they're so prideful that, that's what you do to people you don't like. Like, if these people truly don't like us, like everyone keeps saying and all this, then what would you expect? For me to like you? Or me to... See, what can I say? We have a perfect president for this. It's just business. It's not personal. I don't like you. We do business together. I'm scheming because I don't like you, and you should expect the scorpion to sting you. You're the frog, and they're a scorpion. And they want to go across the river, and they lied to you and said, I'm not going to sting you. And then, that the thousands and thousands of year old story of the frog and the scorpion, and then he kills the frog midway and himself, and he says, it's my nature. We're both going down now.
Outside of the United States of America at the expense of taxpayers. Whoever it is that's assisting and benefiting from it and all of this other type of stuff, they should be held accountable too. But again,
There is no buts after that. If you get caught scheming, you get in trouble. Doesn't matter your skin color. It's not a. He just threw that in there because this is the situation. Why, when black people say and identify what's in front of their face, what they're being told, and what they see these guys, Somalians, stealing, and then they work and live in one place where there's only mostly white people. The governor's a fucking white guy. All the employees that work for those systems are more likely from there, so they're probably white, and they probably were getting their palms greased because you can't steal $8 billion in 2 seconds. That sets off alarms. So this is something that's been going on for a long time. You can't get something off like this without a lot of palms getting greased. No one's an idiot. We're not our grandfathers where we're like, oh my god, a heist. This is like a bank heist. We're in 2025. No, people are not fucking going for bank heists. I'm getting as much money as I can put in a bag. That's for moron, low level, super saiyan, idiot ass losers. Real schemers barely move when they scheme and they get big pots. Like this shit. So it's like, no. All the I don't know, Anton, you're cool though, but I get what you're saying though. You don't want people to turn it into, oh, let's just blame everybody and the people in charge. I don't want to blame anybody that's in charge. I want to blame everybody that gets caught next to these people or doing business with these people. And that's it. It's called the right thing. Oh, you. Like, what? I ain't gonna say that.
Default, it's the mysterious white man that we have to make sure that we hold accountable. We don't know who it is. We don't know if it's a congressperson. We don't know if it's an administrator. We don't know if they look like Somal. We don't know nothing. We don't know anything whatsoever. But it's a white man that had to sign off on it in order for these Minneapolis Somalians to be able to commit some of the fraud that they are now uncovering. And listen, they just know how to expense it a certain way. What the fuck are y'all talking about, bro? Why are we protecting people if they commit fraud and if they came under here under...
I literally just explained it. You can't see when you're a low-level Super Saiyan. It's like being a regular person and you want to be a drug dealer. You got to go to the people that got the drugs. And when your people don't manufacture anything, that means you have to go to the people that have the drugs. And since everyone that ever been in high school, we all see who has fucking power, who has money, who has whatever. We all learn very early, I need to fuck with those guys. Movies and shit help out too and show us and identify exactly who really is, who we should be, so it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
System, then we need to hold them accountable. I mean, where is the discrepancy, and how are y'all now finding yourselves in a space to where you can defend or try to prevent the law from doing what they supposed to do, and you got this whataboutism about y'all? I don't...
Oh, so I guess you would be one of those people that would say Epstein should just go down by himself, right? It's okay, case closed. He's done. The ring's over. Whoever his buddies were, it doesn't matter, right? Or would you not stand on that and be like, no, this guy was a maniac. If he had maniac friends, well, we need to make sure the maniacs don't start the fucking club up again, right? Or do you object to that? Because that's usually when you catch somebody and you realize it's a big thing, you're like, all right, big things don't happen without different people. We need to catch these people. It's not a race thing. He just threw that in there. And nobody's doing but nothing. You're too close to this. You have pictures with this guy. You have donations from this guy. What's going on here? And then they got their little that lady over there. I'm gonna get off of you. We're gonna get off him because I don't want to waste time.
Wow, get this. campaign records show the same networks were sending donations into Minnesota politics. So, let's start at the top with the man who's now been arrested by ICE and not only has a track record of being seen with the likes of Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, and other powerful Minnesota Democrats, but also welfare fraud.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
God damn.
All right, this news just breaking moments ago. Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in the Minnesota fraud scandal, posing with several high-profile Minnesota Democrats, including Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Governor Tim Walz. The man pictured is Abdul Dahir Ibrahim. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order for removal since 2004. He also has a prior conviction in Canada for asylum and welfare fraud. ICE tells Fox News Ibrahim was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been eligible. We are going to have more on this in our next hour.
All right. With each passing day, we're seeing how this story uncovers more and more fraud, because it turns out that the people at the center of this massive scheme, they weren't hiding in the shadows. They weren't quietly stealing in the dark. No, they were in photos with the likes of Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, and multiple Minnesota Democrat power players, smiling, shaking hands, and getting full access. And now, thanks to brand new reporting, we know this wasn't just proximity. There were campaign donations involved too. A New York Post investigation found that Minnesota Democrat lawmakers received over $50,000 in campaign contributions. Take a look at the headline. From individuals tied to this very fraud network, the same network now being exposed as potentially the largest welfare theft in U.S. history. I don't think these were random checks, guys. They were targeted political investments coming from people who are now under indictment. And so the natural question that everyone has been asking, right, has been, where were the watchdogs, right? Where was the oversight? You know, Tim Walz definitely wasn't a part of that. Where was the leadership? Well, let's take a look at the man who should have been the first person demanding accountability, at least one of the first people, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, and pay very close attention to how he responds when confronted with over $1 billion in stolen taxpayer money. Take a listen.
I do want to ask you about the fraud scandal. I mean, because the president's comments seem at least in part fueled by, or he's talking about this fraud scandal that we mentioned earlier involving that charity called Feeding Our Future. The vast majority of these 70 defendants charged in the case were Somali. For perspective, those are nearly 80,000 Somalis in the state. How much, critics have said that state officials, including you and the governor, did not act fast enough or quickly enough to investigate charges of fraud against the Feeding Our Future and did little to flag their allegations to federal authorities. I know you said it was the federal government that didn't move fast enough. Is there something you wish you had done differently?
No, first of all, the Department of Education denied claims when questionable claims were made about these meals. My office went to court, explained that to the court. A judge actually found the department in contempt for denying claims. And we cooperated fully and worked well with the FBI. We're glad that we took the action that we did.
I mean, imagine presiding over what may go down as the largest welfare theft in American history. And when you're asked if you do anything differently, you look the public in the eye and you say no. Give me a break.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here.
I mean, come on. I miss the old days, you know, where people at least had the humility to say, yeah, well, I know I'm not really gonna get in trouble, but yeah, I fucked up. Confirmation, at least the bad guys back then would be like, yeah, I ain't gonna go to jail. They're going to jail, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry I slipped up so. I'm sorry. We know you don't fucking mean it anyway. At least, the least you can give us is a false apology.
Keith Ellison isn't confused. He's comfortable. He's comfortable with zero accountability. Comfortable with billions in taxpayer money disappearing. Comfortable pretending as if he did everything in his power to stop this from happening. But we know that's not how any of this went down. Not when you had whistleblowers who are now coming out saying they were screaming in the background. Inspectors raised alarms. State employees warned their supervisors. People inside these programs were saying something is very, very wrong here. And what happened? Silence, deflection, political protection. And now we're seeing just how deep this goes. What we got now, nearly 80 people who were charged so far, close to 60 that have already been convicted. And remember, this is only based on what's been uncovered so far. New reports say that it could be as high as $8 billion across multiple programs. And only now, after years of warnings, arrests, conviction, and public outrage, is the state finally pausing parts of the program that started it all.
Fraud investigators are finding in Minnesota is growing by the day. Kelly Loeffler, who leads the Small Business Administration, says in the 2 days her agency has been investigating the state, they've uncovered at least $1 million in PPP fraud. Just 2 days in. Several of the whistleblowers in Minnesota have also told lawmakers they believe the total amount of fraud could total up to more than $8 billion.
All right, you know, like, it's to the point where so many things are coming out and all these things, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, these last couple years have been highly disappointing, if I can say the least. It's good to see people are, you know, on the job. All this stories, all these crackdowns, you know, sounds, it's good, but it just makes me actually like, all right, it's the world I live in. And when am I getting my break? You know? Like, when are the regular people gonna... If so much can be stolen, so much can be done, then where do we get our little, we know it's fucked up for you now because people have been making it difficult. So, you know, here, let's hook the people up. You know. Anyway, I got other things to do, so I'm gonna enjoy my life and appreciate the times and the things that I do have. You know. So, all love, all praise to the Most High. So sad to see so much going on really in life. It's sad that a man can make a YouTube channel reporting shit all this time. Nothing happens. Now I understand why my Lord told me, you know, brace yourself like a man. You're not the only one. You know? A lot of people going through a lot of things and saying, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. And everybody fucking sits there and watches until it happens to you. Then you care. Right? Anyway, you guys have a good day.